What is going on, everybody? BDJGaming here. Got two more episodes of MLB The Show franchise mode left. We got the Seattle Mariners, the team we're going to be doing today, and the Texas Rangers to cap it all off. Hopefully, you guys been enjoying the series. Only won one World Series so far, though. That's been a disappointment. The Milwaukee Brewers, out of all teams, is the team I won a World Series with. Every other team, either made it, got close, failed, or didn't make it, had some rough seasons, or whatever the case may be. So let's get into it. The Seattle Mariners, a team that, recently broke their playoff, streak of not making it and everything. Very excited when that happened. It was a cool moment. I've always liked the Mariners franchise, always wished them success. So hopefully we get some of that success going in this franchise mode and get this team a World Series. So let's take a look at this roster. You got Luis Castillo, the ace, got him signed till 2028. They got him a few years ago from the Reds. You look at Logan Gilbert, another young stud in that rotation. George Kirby, look at these guys' numbers. Their rotation is just ridiculous. Brian Wu, only 24 years of age, was great last year. And you got Bryce Miller, 25 years of age. So they got a young, electric rotation, all 85 overall and up players. You got Emerson Hancock, a young prospect. And outside of that, though, not much else to work with. But when you got five guys like this and you look at them, right? None of them are going to hit free agency in this franchise, I'm looking like. So we're good. We're set in the rotation. Maybe we could use a long relief pitcher. Maybe Hancock could eventually be that. But man, this rotation is ridiculous. You look at the bullpen, you got Matt Brash, another guy who's young, been very good for them. Ain't going to be a free agent until 2029. Trent Thornton, also a guy who will hit free agency after. We'll see how he performs. Gregory Santos, Ryan Stanek, former Astro and Marlin. You got Taylor Saucedo. I mean, this team's got a lot of pitching. The bullpen could use a little bit of work, but I think it'd be good. And you got Andres Munoz, the closer, who's again a young guy who was electric last year, 2.34 ERA, and was really good the year before that. So again, pitching is going to be something we'll definitely listen to. We get a trade offer or something like that that really just is too good to pass up. But I think the offense is going to be what we look to improve. You got Cal Riley behind the plate. He's been very good for them. We all know that home run he hit to send the Mariners to the playoffs. That was awesome. You got Harry Ford, a young catcher, only 21 years of age, and you got Mitch Garver as well. So the catching position, we're definitely good. First base, you got Ty France. He's been up and down. Could be a position we look to upgrade as well. Second base, you got Jorge Polanco, former Twin. We'll see how he does. Another position we could look to upgrade. Third base, only got Josh Rojas, more of a bench guy than an everyday player. So first, second, and third is definitely position we got to upgrade. Then shortstop, J.P. Crawford, only at 72 overall. Had a good year last year, just hasn't really been as good this season, so they dropped his overall. And you got Ryan Bliss, shortstop, 24 years of age. Left field, you got Luke Raley, who they got from the Rays. Could be a good power bat in the outfield, especially against right-handers. You got Dylan Moore, utility guy. And then Dominic Canzone, another guy who can play the outfield. We ain't going to have to worry about center field. Julio Rodriguez is an absolute stud. We all know how good he is. He hasn't been as good this season, but not every player is going to be so good at every part of the season. He'll get it going. Victor Robles, they signed a free agency. Sucks didn't work out in Washington. Maybe he, is a roll off the bench for us or has a roll off the bench. And then right field, not much to work with. So this lineup's going to need a lot of work. At least in this instance, the pitching is going to keep us good. But we definitely got to get a right fielder, maybe a shortstop, third base, second base, first base. We got a lot of work to do. So we'll definitely have to get on that and see what we can do. So I'm going to look through free agency, maybe look through some early season trades, see if we can get another big bat in our lineup, and I'll let you guys know what we do. We're going to make a trade with my favorite team, the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, I might be a little biased, but I really like Alec Burleson. Honestly, his overall, with the way he's played this season for the Cardinals, his overall should be a lot higher in this game. But look at his contact against righties. 92. He's only 25. He's got solid power. Not a gold glove outfitter or anything, but he's a young guy. We can see how he does and maybe make a move later down the line for another big bat or something. But I think this is a good move. We're going to trade Mike Bowman, 28 years old, and we're also going to trade Dominic Canzone. I also forgot to mention Gabe Spear. Didn't realize he was an 80 overall as a backup closer or just listed as a closer. So he's another guy in the bullpen as well. But we're going to make this deal. We ended up signing two hitters from free agency, two veterans. Not going to be long-term pieces, obviously. But we got the trade with Burleson done. We ended up signing Brandon Belt, the veteran, really good against right-handed pitching. Put him in a platoon role with Ty France. I think that's really going to work itself out, hopefully. So that's a big bat to have in our lineup. And we also signed Evan Longoria. I know he's 38 and going to decline overall a lot, but he's obviously an improvement for Josh Rojas. And he gives us a veteran bat in the lineup, at least to the trade deadline. So I think those two are going to, add some pop to our lineup and some veteran presence. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the first trade deadline of this Mariners franchise. We are sitting 58 and 51. And listen, we were 9 games under 500 the first 2 months. It did not start off good. I think Andres Munoz had an ERA of 7. It just wasn't going well. Our offense wasn't really hitting. That might still be a concern. We'll see when we look at it. But we turned around. We're 2 games out. We look at the wild card standings. We're second place in that. There are a lot of teams behind us. So we got the Rangers in that third wild card spot. We got the Twins, Rays, Red Sox, all 2.5 back, and you got the Royals 4.5. So there's teams that are going to be gunning for that spot just like us. So we got to make sure we make some moves and try to improve. Let's take a look at this lineup. We got Jorge Polanco, who's played well. 11 home runs, 32 RBIs, 263 average. I'll take that, especially in that leadoff spot. Julio's just not been good all season long. Hopefully the second half he picks it up because the first half's just been an absolute disaster. Only 9 home runs, all career lows in every category. Alec Burleson has been a hell of a pickup. I figured with his stats he would be very good in franchise mode. 20 home runs, 57 RBIs, 289 average, slugging .504. What a pickup he's been. Luke Raley's been good. 15 home runs, 59 RBIs, 261 average. Cal Riley, another guy like Julio who's been just awful in the first half of the season. With him and Julio got to hit if we're going to go anywhere with this team. We look at Brandon Belt, not been very good either. First base, probably have to look at in the trade market. 6 home runs, 25 RBIs. You'd expect a lot better numbers from Brandon Belt. Evan Longoria has been a bright spot, though. 2 out of the 3 we picked up in free agency and trades have worked out. Evan Longoria, in his age 38 season, 20 home runs in the first half, 56 RBIs. He's hitting .233, not much average, but hasn't really been an average guy the last few years. But man, 20 home runs, doesn't get much better than that for Evan Longoria. Good to see him playing well. Dylan Moore's playing every day and at second base. We kind of have a lot of guys in and out of the lineup, just platooning and everything, but he's played well. 8 home runs, 28 RBIs, 271 average. And you got Ryan Bliss, who ended up coming off the IL. He got hurt the first month of the season, and he's put up solid numbers. Not nothing really amazing, but for a rookie, 2 home runs, 17 RBIs, solid numbers across the board. Nothing to knock your socks off or nothing. I always say that. But a guy who's doing his role. J.P. Crawford's been good as well. We really got him in a platoon role as well with Ryan Bliss. So hopefully he continues to put up solid numbers. Ty France in the platoon role has been good. 9 home runs, 21 RBIs, hitting .308. So he's really been good against lefties. Josh Rojas has been a good bat off the bench. 11 home runs for him as well, not known for his power. And you got Mitch Garver, who's not been too good. So our bench looks good. Our lineup's really not been that bad as I thought it would be. Definitely like that Longoria and Burleson are our home run leaders, the 2 guys we picked up, even though Julio should probably be leading that category, him or Cal Riley. But still, it's good to see the bright spot. We definitely need to look at bullpen probably and first base. Let's see how our team's been doing. Luis Castillo, in the pitching department, I should say, how our team's been doing. Luis Castillo, 3.36 ERA, 11.8 record. He's been phenomenal. Logan Gilbert, 2.44 ERA, 12.4 record. He's been fantastic. George Kirby, 2.09 ERA. Talk about phenomenal. I called Luis Castillo phenomenal. I'll take that back. George Kirby has been fantastic. He's been phenomenal. He's been great. He's been superb. Throw out every definition in the book. You'll describe George Kirby's season. 2.09 ERA. Wow, that's spectacular. Bryce Miller's been good as well. 6-8, 3.18 ERA. And then Brian Wolf, our 5th starter, ERA at 4.07. So this starting rotation, as we thought, has been getting the job done. Let's see about the bullpen, though. That's really been up and down this year from what it seems like. Trent Thornton's been not very good. Down year across the board. 4.95 ERA is not going to get the job done. Danielson Lamet, another guy we signed in free agency, forgot to show you guys. Didn't really think it was that big of a deal, but he's been okay. Gabe Spire, let me know if I'm pronouncing that wrong, Mariner fans. I apologize. He's been awful. 5.50 ERA. Gregory Santos has been a bright spot, though. 2.25 earned run average in 16 innings. Ryan Stanek's been okay. Definitely want more of 2022 Ryan Stanek, but don't look like we're getting that. Taylor Saucedo's been okay. Matt Brash, we ended up moving him as a setup spot. We did have Gabe Spear, but you guys saw his numbers, and he's been good, 2.91 ERA. And then Andres Munoz, listen, beginning of the season, he had an ERA of 6 or 7. He really got it down. Now it's 3.25. He has 30 saves, a career high. So he's been getting the job done, and he's really been a big part of our turnaround. So that's good to see. So we look at this team. We need probably a first baseman. We need bullpen help. I think that's what we need to look at. So I'm going to go look through trades, see if we make any big moves, and I'll let you guys know what they are. So we're going to get ourselves a first baseman here, Tristan Casas. Now, he's not having a great year, only 9 home runs, 29 RBIs, but I think he can turn around our lineup. He replaces Brandon Belt. We're going to trade them Alberto Rodriguez, C prospect, having a pretty solid year in Double-A, 23 years old. We're going to give them Brandon Belt, throw him in. Not really much for him to play, but we're giving him 2 solid prospects in return. And we're trading one of our top pitching prospects, Emerson Hancock, who's been very good in Triple-A. Not really much room for him in the rotation. Could be a long relief pitch. We could always get that in free agency. So this is the trade we're going to make. Deadline, we're going to trade Danielson Lamet and Walter Ford, who's a 19-year-old starting pitcher, having a pretty solid year in Double-A. I think we can afford to give up some starting pitching depth for Joel Pimps. He's been very good for me in previous franchise modes. He's like almost a cheat code in franchise. You see his numbers right there, 1.07 earned run average. We replaced Lamet with him in the bullpen. I think this is a great move. Making the playoffs as a wild card team, we struggled badly in the second half. Not sure if it was the pitch and the offense. We're about to see everybody finish the season. We just make it 3 games above the Red Sox we made a deal with to get in, and thank goodness we got in, because I was worried when I saw them L's keep popping up. I was like, oh boy. So we'll be facing the Texas Rangers in the wild card to see who gets in. Let's say everybody did before we get this wild card round going. Julio had a better second half, but man, we need him playing a lot better next season in this playoffs. We're going to do anything. I mean, that's a really down season. He still drove in 84, but just power disappeared. Josh Rojas gave us a solid production. We ended up having Jorge Polanco out for the rest of the season. That hurts as well because he was actually having a good season. Alec Burleson gave us a great season. The power didn't really go up in the second half. They only finished with 21 home runs, but still a phenomenal season for him in his first full season in Seattle. And then Tristan Casas had a better second half, gave us 18 home runs, 58 RBIs in the season. Evan Longoria with 28 home runs at age 38. Man, what a season for him. Cal Riley just not good at all this season. Not sure where the bat went. It disappeared, though. Just not good. Luke Raley gave us another good season. 91 runs driven in for Luke. Love to see that. Dylan Moore, good year for him. 14 home runs, career high. 51 RBIs, a career high. Career high year for him. And then J.P. Crawford was decent. Not really like horrible numbers, but nothing that really catches your eye. Ty France in that platoon role was great. 15 home runs, 39 RBIs, 290 average. Mitch Garver didn't give us much as a backup catcher. Ryan Bliss was okay. And then Victor Robles, who got the call up, it looks like, was not very good offensively. We take a look at the pitching. Luis Castillo gave us a good year, 14-11, 3.53 earned run average. Logan Gilbert was great, 60-8, 3.16 ERA. We look at George Kirby, 2.70 ERA. Talk about phenomenal. ERA went up a little bit in the second half, but still just a fantastic year, to say the least. Bryce Miller was awesome, 10-11, 3.35 ERA. That record don't do that ERA justice. And then how about Brian Wu had a better second half. So our whole rotation had ERAs under 4. It don't get much better than that. And then Ryan Stanek in the bullpen, not a great year for him. Gabe Spear just couldn't get it going this year. How about Gregory Santos? He had like a ERA of 3. Went up all the way to 7? Come on, Gregory. Sheesh. Man, he had a bad second half. Wow, that is, wow. Saucedo had a great second half, lowered his ERA by a lot, 3.54 ERA, turns in a great season. Joel Payamps didn't pitch as good for us. I think his ERA was like 1 when we got him, but still a good year overall for Joel. And then Matt Brash, great year for him, ERA under 4. Mariano Collado was a guy we signed in free agency. And let me fix this real quick. Okay, we're good. So he's a guy I signed in free agency. He's only 23. He's a 75 overall. He didn't pitch that great, but he's definitely a guy who could be part of our bullpen for the next few seasons. And then we looked at Matt Brash, and then Andres Munoz, 45 saves, only had 6 blown saves, and an ERA of 3.29. So we're good to go there. Great season overall for us. Only 4 games under or over 500, but still we make the playoffs, and maybe we'll have a magical wild card run. We're about to find out. Here we go, wild card round. Us against division rival Texas Rangers. Jacob deGrom on the mound for Texas. Luis Castillo on the mound for us. Gives up a leadoff double, but does not come around to score. This might be a pitching matchup right here, a duel of, oh, never mind. Jonah Heim takes Luis Castillo deep as soon as I say that, and it's 2-0 Texas. Hopefully deGrom doesn't get into a groove and shut us down. There's a 1-out double. Burleson drives them in. 2 on, 1 out. Fielder's choice. We tie the game up thanks to Cal Riley. So 2-2 game, brand new game. Castillo looking like he's getting a little bit of a rhythm here. Solo shot by Taveras. Man, I am jinxing myself in this game. So 3-2 Texas. Maybe one more inning. There's another solo home run. Let's see if he can get maybe one more inning. Okay, we left him in there a little too long. That is my mistake. So let's put in Ryan Stanek here. He gets out of it. DeGrom's still in the game. Maybe one more inning. Nah, he's giving up some walks and some hits here. Another run scores. Salcedo comes in, and he has been a disaster. Let's put in Gabe Spear here. 8-2 Texas. Game 1's looking like a dud right here, ladies and gentlemen. It is looking bad. They bring in Brock Burke in the pitch. Solo shot by Tristan Casas in the 9th. But that's not enough as we just put up a dud in Game 1. We just got to move on and try to get this series tied for Game 3. Not a good Game 1 at all. So Logan Gilbert or George Kirby? I'm going to go George Kirby. He's had a better season overall. Hopefully it pays off in this one. Nathan Eovaldi on the mound. Trying to get to him early. We don't. Leadoff double by Duran. Single, fielder's choice. We score a run thanks to Dylan Moore, so it's 1-0 Seattle. Eovaldi, a little bit of a jam, gets out of it. There's a 1-out double. Tie the game up thanks to Nathaniel Lowe. So 1-1 game. Kirby's been good overall, so is Eovaldi. Pitching duel right now. Stolen base, doesn't lead to nothing. Maybe one more inning out of Kirby. He's been great. They bring in Josh Forbes here to pitch out of the pen. Kirby's rolling. One more inning? Yes, 7 strong innings. Brock Burke in the pitch again. We can't get to him. And George Kirby with 8 phenomenal innings. I decided to take a gamble and leave him in, and it paid off. Our offense needs to pick him up, though. We're going to go to the pen. I could leave him in one more inning, but we're going to go to the pen. So we're going to go Joel Payamps here. Single, strikeout, strikeout. So Jose Leclerc in the pitch. Jose Rodriguez leading off, fly out. Single for Josh Rojas. Burleson hits into a double play. That is tough. So we're going to bring in the rookie, Collado here. Gets out of the inning. Leclerc's still in. 1-out walk. We end up taking the lead thanks to Luke Raley. Dane Dunning in the pitch. So it's time to go to our closer, Andres Munoz here. Strikeout, fly out, single. And we escape Game 2 with a victory, 2-1. So we go to Game 3 of the wild card series here. Looking to advance to the playoffs. We got Bryce Miller on the mound. Let's see if we can take this series. John Gray on the mound for the Rangers. We end up getting a 3-run bomb by Evan Longoria to take a 3-0 lead. Man, what a clutch homer right there by the veteran. We definitely needed that. Hopefully Miller can get into a groove after that clutch 3-run bomb. John Gray's been good, though, outside of that. A little bit of a trouble here. Base loaded, gets out of it. We're shutting down the Rangers. Let's see. Lead off double by Garcia. Walk, single, 2-run score. I think it's time to take Miller out. Do I? I'm going to leave him in. And we tied. Yeah, I made a mistake there. Shouldn't have done that. We're going to bring in Santos. The Rangers take the lead 4-3. We tie it up, though, thanks to Cal Riley. Maybe one more inning out of Santos. 1-out triple, a pop-up, and a fly-out. What a job by him. Josh Forbes in the pitch here in the 7th. Can't get nothing going. Got 2 lefties coming in. I'm going to go to Spear here. Walk. 2-run bomb by Corey Seager. And it is 6-4 Rangers. The bullpen move does not pay off. Ryan Walker in the pitch. Leadoff single by Tristan Casas. Single by Longo. There's a strikeout and a sac fly stitch in a double play. Wow, that is not what you want to see. That is tough. We're going to bring in Matt Brash. Ends up getting out of the inning. So top of the ninth, David Robertson, the veteran, in the pitch. We got Dylan Moore. Do we pinch hit here for him? We don't got no lefties off the bench. Fly out. J.P. Crawford ground out. Julio ground out. And our season is over, folks. Corey Seager ends our season. Let's see who wins the World Series here. The Guardians defeat the Dodgers. That's actually really dope to see. So we end up losing in the wild card round, first season. We got some moves to make. We got to get some more offense, probably some bullpen help. So I'm going to get to work. I will see you guys in the second season. About to get the second season underway. Hopefully it's a better result instead of a wild card exit. Rotation, didn't need to make any moves there. You guys know how good it is already. Bullpen, we signed Blake Trinan, veteran. Had a good year last year in LA. Signed him to a 1-year, $7.6 million deal. So really the only move we made for the bullpen is him. And then we signed Craig Kimbrell as well, who could either be a closer or a setup man for Munoz, another veteran, coming off a solid year last year with the O's, $11 million for 1 year. So we had some veterans to our bullpen who could still get the job done. Catcher, first base, still the same. Second base, still the same. We did sign Willie Adames. I thought he was on a reasonable deal. Had a little bit of a down year last year power-wise, but I think he can get that power back with us. We put him at third base because we're going to give Ryan Bliss and J.P. Crawford another opportunity to platoon at short. I thought they both did a pretty solid job last year, so we'll go with that. And then outfield, you got Luke Raley, Julio, and Alec Burleson. So I think this team's a playoff team. Hopefully it doesn't backfire. Could we use one more big bat in the lineup? Absolutely. Probably at second base or short. But we'll have to see how the season goes. So let's get the season on the road. Season trade. We're going to trade Ori Polanco, who's having a good start to the season, but he is a free agent after this season. And we're probably not going to bring him back. They're offering us Edmundo Sosa. Look at his contact and power against lefties. We still got him for this season and next season, so we fill a spot in our lineup. We ain't going to have to worry about second base. I think this is a great trade. Headline, we've had some massive injuries for sure. It's definitely taken a toll on us. We're a half game up on the Houston Astros. We were like 10 games up, and we had a few key injuries. I mean, Julio Rodriguez has been hurt twice this year. He got hurt at the beginning of the season, came back, played like a few weeks, then broke his hand, so he's just not been able to be healthy all year. And he's obviously our best player when he's right, so we need him back as soon as possible. And then Ty France ended up tearing his calf, and he wasn't making a huge impact, but he's a good platoon and bench guy we've had. And then we had, I think, Bryce Miller got hurt for a little bit. So we've had injuries, but we're still in first place. So let's say everybody's been doing. Burleson, again, another great year, 18 home runs. Dylan Moore's been okay so far. Tristan Casas has been good first half of the season. Willie Adames has been good. Luke Raley, Adames 19 home runs. Luke Raley, not as good of a year as last year, but still getting the job done. Mundo Sosa's been good. Cal Riley's having a better year, hitting .313. Power still hasn't shown up, but it's good to see the average up. J.P. Crawford's been good. And then Ryan Bliss has been solid as well, 10 home runs. So lineup doesn't look that bad, even without Julio. We ended up calling up Sam Hagerty, plays some utility role. He's been solid. Leonardo Rivas, another guy, utility guy, hasn't swung the bat much. Josh Rojas, not as good as last year, still hitting for solid average. And then Harry Ford, we end up calling up because we ended up trading Mitch Garver for like a prospect. Take a look at the pitching. George Kirby, another great year, 12-6, ERA of 3. Luis Castillo, ERA still under 4. I'll take that, 9-7 record. Bryce Miller, when healthy, has been good this year, 9-9, 3.54 ERA. Logan Gilbert, another spectacular year, 15-4, 2.97 ERA. Brian Wu has been unhittable, ERA under 2 from your fifth starter. Gregory Santos still not getting the job done. Blake Trinan's been okay. Like ERA still under 4, not as good as last year, but he's still been a solid pickup overall. Gabe Spear, we might have to move eventually. He has just not been good for us. Joel Payamps, another good year for him. Matt Brash, a 9 innings ERA of 10. Yikes, that's not what you want to see from one of your best relievers. Andres Munoz, how about him? 7.18 ERA. Wow, that is not what you want to see. Wow, we might have to make a move here. We might have to move Payamps to the setup spot. And how about Craig Kimbrell? 1.48 ERA. We've been getting a lot of trade offers from Craig Kimbrell, or for Craig Kimbrell, but he's been our best reliever, and we're in a playoff spot. Like, it's tough to move him, but we have been getting some pretty enticing offers. But Like, I don't know. He's been our best reliever. So, and look at this team. We got Julio back. Or no, we don't have Julio back. Apologies for even saying that. Yeah, he's still out another 1, 2 months. We don't have Julio. Do we go out and get another bat? I mean, our lineup's been getting the job done, but we don't have, a Julio type hitter in the lineup right now. I mean, I guess you can count Adames and Casas, but they're not the player Julio is when he's healthy. I mean, Dylan Moore and Hagerty could get the job done. They could hold the fort down until Julio gets back. I think bullpen's really what we need to look at. We look at the trade block. We got Pete Alonso. We're good at first base. Matt McClain could be an option. He's having a really good year. Anthony Santander, Anthony Volpe could be an option, even though we got a shortstop. We don't really have a shortstop, actually, so that could be an option. Don't really see a lot of bullpen options. I did put some of our veterans on there just to see what we get, but haven't really found any offers that really want to do. I'm going to look through some trades, and I'll let you guys know if we make any deals. Ryan Bliss, who's been a solid shortstop for us. I mean, he's only 25. He's still getting better. I think he has a ton of potential. But we need to add some more pop, especially with Julio out. We're going to get Davis Snyder from the Toronto Blue Jays. He has 20 home runs at the trade deadline. He's having a great year. He has more pop. He can play all over the diamond. I think this is a great move. We're going to get ourselves Yuki Matsui, who's having a great year, 2.49 ERA. He's signed to a really team-friendly deal for the next 4 seasons. We're going to get him. We're going to trade Gabe Spear. Maybe a change of scenery in San Diego helps him out. He just hasn't worked out for us. And we're going to throw in a D-level prospect, Reed Van Scoter, who's 26, pitching okay. It's a good move to help out our pen. Is over. We end up making it as a wild card team again. We end up winning 93 games, but the Astros were just better, 96 and 66, 93 and 69 for us. We end up finishing the first wild card spot, so we'll be facing the Yankees in the wild card round. That should be a fun series. Let's say everybody did before we get this wild card round going. Alec Burleson, another great year, keeps getting better and better. 27 home runs, 72 RBIs. Great season for him. Julio, again, just couldn't get healthy, only played 50 games. Hopefully he's healthy for the playoffs and gets the bag going. Tristan Casas, great season, 28 home runs, 73 RBIs. Willie Adames gave us the production we had hoped, showing a little bit of pop. Or not even a little bit of pop, 24 home runs ain't a little bit of pop. What am I saying? 16 home runs for Luke Raley. Not as good as he was last year. Definitely took a step back. Edmundo Sosa, great trade, 21 home runs for him. Cal Riley gave us a bounce-back season, 23 home runs, had 293, slugged over 500. J.P. Crawford with a good season, 16 home runs. Davis Snyder gave us the pop we were hoping for when we got him in the trade. Don't get how his overalls dropping when he had a good season. And we look at the bench, Harry Ford in his first season hit 342 in 15 games. Wow. Dylan Moore, another good season, that utility role. Ty Francis couldn't get healthy like Julio, only played 28 games. Josh Rojas didn't really do too much either. So our lineup got the job done. Pitching, George Kirby, another great year, 14-11, 3.39 ERA, 169 strikeouts for Luis Castillo. Little bit of a down year, but still a good year overall, 11-9 record. Bryce Miller with another good year, 16-10, ERA under 3. Logan Gilbert, ERA under 3, 21-game winner for Logan Gilbert. Man, what a great year. And then Brian Wu, 9-12, ERA under 3 for him. So rotation gets the job done. Santos had a better second half, still down year, but he was not very good last year either. How about Trent Thornton, ERA under 1 in 40 innings. He was phenomenal for us out of the pen. Blake Trinan, down year, but I'll still take that. I mean, that's not like just a horrible year for him. 3.81 ERA. Munoz just had a down year, just could never really get going. Matt Brash, a down year as well. Joel Payamps gave us another good year, 3.12 earned run average. Taylor Saucedo didn't pitch. And then Craig Kimbrell, 28 saves, 2.16 ERA. He was worth the $11 million. Man, what a year for him. So let's see how this wild card round goes. It's the Yankees, George Kirby on the mound. Yankees trying to get going early. They end up scoring an early run but get thrown out the play. We're facing Garrett Cole, 1-out double, a walk, a fly out, and we take the lead thanks to Luke Raley's 2-out clutch triple. But the Yankees are getting right back in this. No, they don't. Double play. Wow. So solo shot by Anthony Volpe. Back-to-back home runs by him and Isaiah Kiner Falefa. Wow, that is not what you want to see. There's a walk, strikeout, fielder's choice, error, walk, pop up. We got to get a run. We don't. That is unfortunate. 2-out double for Juan Soto doesn't get anybody home. We can't get nobody home either. 1 out, triple, ground out, and a strikeout. So 6 solid innings out of George Kirby. I'll take that. I mean, keeping us in the game. So we go to the pen. We're going to bring in Blake Trinan. 2 out double, but doesn't get anybody home. Garrett Cole still in the game. They bring in Josh Mesajewski. Thinks how you pronounce that. Blake Trinan, we'll take him out. We're going to put in Matt Brash. Gives up a 2 out single, doesn't lead nothing. So bottom of the 8th, heart of the order coming up. 1 out walk, strikeout. Phil Bickford in the pitch. 2 on, 2 out for Cal Riley, and he can't get anybody home. That is tough. So we're going to bring in Andres Munoz here. 1, 2, 3 inning. They go to the closer, Ian Hamilton. J.P. Crawford, leadoff walk. Let's see, do we put in a pinch runner here? Let's see, Josh Rojas, decent speed. Dylan Moore, we'll bring him in the pinch run here. Fly out. Alec Burleson strikes out. It's up to Julio, and he flies out. So we lose a close, nail-biting game, 2-3 against the Yankees. So we go to game 2 in a must-win game. Looks like how the Rangers series went so far. Luis Castillo on the mound. Let's see if he can get us to a do-or-die game 3. Bases loaded, gets out of it. We're facing Luis Gil. So Luis Castillo in a little bit of a jam early on, but he's gotten out of both jams. Solo shot by Giancarlo Stanton, and it's 1-0 Yankees. There's a leadoff single, double play. Our offense hasn't shown up like I thought it would in this series so far. Hopefully that changes. We get a runner thrown out at home. Besides that solo shot, Castillo's been great. But our offense has got to pick him up. They have not. 7 strong innings from him. Luis Gil's just been spectacular. Maybe 1 more inning. Okay, no, I'm not testing my luck. We're going to go to Piamps here. Bases loaded, sac fly. So 2-0 Yankees. Bottom of the 8th. Cal Riley strikes out. J.P. Crawford flies out. And Davis Snyder grounds out. Not looking good for us here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go to Thornton. Gets a double play. 2 out double. Run scores. So 3-0. Luis Gil still in the game. Pop up, fly out, walk, and a fielder's choice. So we get swept in the wild card round. We lose in the wild card round in back-to-back seasons. Man, it's been heartbreaking both seasons. Phillies defeat the Tigers to win the World Series. So we got 1 more season. Can we win a World Series? Can we even get past the wild card round in this final season? Let's get to it. I got to do some off-season moves and see if we can really make some moves to get this team over the hump. I'll see you guys at the beginning of the 3rd season. Here we go. Didn't make any huge moves for this team. Obviously, starting rotation, we're good. Bullpen, I signed Hunter Harvey. I thought he was a good addition to our pen. Had a 3.18 ERA last year with the Nats. 2-year deal, 4.5 per year. Hopefully, he makes an impact. We ended up bringing Craig Kimbrell back. I know he's 37, but he was so good last year. It's hard not to bring him back on a 1-year deal. He was cheaper than he was the previous year, which is crazy. Catcher, we still got Cal Riley. First base, Tristan Casas, Edmundo Sosa at 2nd, Willie Adames at 3rd. Shortstop, Davis Snyder will probably still play shortstop every day, but we did sign Willie Castro, and the reason I signed him, for 1, he could be a good bench bat for us, but 2, nobody else is really offering him any deals, like a 1-year, $7 million deal. Oh, sorry about that, but for this guy, I mean, he doesn't put up numbers that are like astonishing, but he's very valuable, especially in contact against lefties, so I think he's going to be a big part of our lineup or bench, whatever he does. Luke Raley in left, Julio in center. We ended up drafting this guy, Dudley Ibar, who's 20 years old. Numbers already look pretty damn good for a 20-year-old. I think he'll probably platoon with Luke Raley. I know they're both lefties, but I think it'll platoon well, or even him and Burley platoon. We'll have to see how that goes. But I really like this lineup. I think this lineup's going to get the job done if everybody can stay healthy and on the field. We'll just have to see, so I'll get this 3rd season underway. Our final trade deadline. We're sitting 8 games up on the Astros, 63-45. Let's say everybody's been doing. George Kirby just keeps getting better and better every season. 9-3, 2.53 ERA. Bryce Miller, again, another great year. 11-8, 2.82 ERA. Logan Gilbert. Numbers are up a little bit, but I'll still take that. 9-5 ERA of 3.50. Luis Castillo having a down year. 7-7, 4.39 ERA. And then Brian Wu, again, I don't know how his overall is literally dropping when he's at an ERA under 3 the last 2 seasons. Come on, the show. Let's get it together. But a great year for him. So, like, Castillo's having a down year, but overall rotation, again, has just been phenomenal. Trent Thornton has not been good. ERA over 6. Man, after last year, you would hope he didn't have a bad year, but man, that's not good. Yuki Matsui, who ended up getting sent down last year, not really sure why. I know you guys probably wonder, why happened to Matsui? Why wasn't he on the playoff roster? They sent him down. Not really sure why. ERA not great this year for him, though. Hunter Harvey's been a great pickup, 3.23 ERA. Joel Payamps has been phenomenal this year, 1.72 ERA. Gregory Santos, good to see him bounce back after 2 really mediocre seasons. Matt Brash just hasn't been good the last 2 years. That's unfortunate. Craig Kimbrell not been very good this year, 4.59 ERA. And then Andres Munoz back in the closer spot, looks like, and he's been good. So looks like our bullpen definitely needs maybe some adjusting. So that's something we got to look at. Look at the lineup. Willie Castro's been an awesome addition, hitting 286. We have an injury, if I remember. Yeah, Tristan Casas. He's out 1 to 2 months with a fractured hand. He was having a great season, too. So that's a huge loss for us. I think he's the only one injured right now currently. So that's a loss. But, yeah, Willie Castro was worth the pickup. He's been great. J.P. Crawford has really been pretty good in this franchise mode. Like, he hasn't jumped off the page with his numbers, but he's been hitting for good average. Julio just, again, not hitting for much power. Maybe Julio's one of them players that just isn't either good in franchise or just isn't good in franchise mode for me, because he has not been good in this franchise. Alec Burleson, not as good of a year. I think he got hurt at the beginning of the season. Maybe that's messed him up a little bit. Willie Adames has been solid, average about where it usually is, 17 home runs. How about Dudley Ibar in his first season in the big leagues at age 20, 19 home runs? That's awesome to see. Cal Riley, power not there. Average is okay, not really having a great season. Edmundo Sosa, power definitely not there so far this season, but still good numbers. And then Dominic Smith, we ended up signing in free agency, who's playing first base for Casas, has been okay. Or he's DHing, actually. Edmundo Sosa is playing first base. Luke Raley just hasn't been good this season. We had to move him to the bench. Sam Hagerty's been good for the most part. Tyler Locklear, who we called up, who was raking in AAA, is breaking up here so far. I know it's only been 4 games. And then Harry Ford's just not been hitting as a backup catcher. Maybe we dangle him as a trade chip and get maybe like another reliever or a bigger bat. We'll see. So for the most part, I think we need to get maybe a bigger bat maybe and some bullpen help. So I'll look through, and if we end up making any moves, I'll let you guys know. Jays, we're going to get Enyo De Los Santos, who's having a good year, 2.97 ERA. Hopefully he helps out our pen. We're going to trade Bob Pennington, first baseman, 18 years old. And we're also going to trade Trent Thornton, who's just not having a great year. Maybe a change of scenery in San Diego helps him. And we're going to make this deal. If you really look at it, but this is the last season of the franchise. We're going to trade Harry Ford, our young catcher. He needs to go play a lot. The Yankees probably need a catcher. He'll get to play there. And we're trading Cole Emerson, 20 years old, B potential, for Orion Kerkering, who's a 25-year-old, 84 relief pitcher. It helps out our pen. And we get Ramon Arias to be either a bench bat or a guy in the minor leagues. So I'm going to go ahead and make this trade. We did Craig Kimbrell and Matt Brash in a package to get Drew Jones. And the reason I did this because we were running out of bullpen spots. I mean, I really couldn't send anybody down. I mean, you got Orion Kerkering, who's having a great year. We just added him to our pen. Hunter Harvey's been good. De Los Santos we added to our pen. He's been good. Yuki Matsui we could have sit down, but we need a lefty in the pen. Santos, Joel Payamps. We ended up calling up Mariano Collado, who's pitching good in AAA. But, like, we only had really one spot, and we had to get rid of 2 veteran guys who Matt Brash has not been good for us the last few years. And Kimbrell, even though he was phenomenal last year, is 39 and hasn't been good this year. So it was a move, unfortunately, we had to make. I'll spend the rest of the season. Hopefully we can make a run in the playoffs. The regular season of this franchise is over. We end up having some league leaders. George Kirby led the league on winning percentage, and Brian Wu at 17 wins, led the league. And then offensively, Willie Castro had 51 stolen bases. So what a season for him. We ended up winning an award. Gold Glovers, Willie Adames, and Dudley Ibar in his first year won a Gold Glove. That's awesome. And he won AL Rookie of the Year. So what a year for him. We end up finishing with a 95 and 67 record. We end up winning the division. We'll play the winner of the wild card. So we do get past the wild card. Hopefully there's more good things to come in this final season. And let's see how everybody did before we wrap it up. Willie Castro was awesome his first season here. Really put up good numbers. You saw the stolen bases. Edmundo Sosa, a little bit of a down year, but still not horrible offensively. Julio, 18 home runs, definitely better than what he was the last two seasons. He just could never really put up superstar numbers like he was before in this franchise. Willie Adames was Mr. Consistent, gave us 20 plus home runs in his two seasons. Cal Riley, not a bad season at all. Good to see him get the power going. Dudley Ibar with 28 home runs in his first season, 73 ribbies. Wow, what a first season for that kid. And then Luke Raley, just not good. Luke Raley, he didn't get the job done. Dominic Smith, 11 home runs, not bad. And then we also have to put somebody at short. It looks like Hagerty will play short. And then we have to fix that real quick. We have to put a left fielder. We'll put him in left field as well and have him hit bottom of the order. So, oh yeah, let me look at the bench. So Tyler Locklear got the job done. Hit 346. Good average for him. Ramon Urias, 14 home runs. Drew Jones didn't really do too much. And then Josh Rojas didn't provide much offensively. So let's take a look at this pitching. George Kirby was phenomenal, 14-6, 2.78 ERA. Bryce Miller, 3.12 ERA. Logan Gilbert, 3.20 ERA, 11-6, 188 strikeouts. Luis Castillo wasn't as good this year, but hey, if a 4.05 is the worst ERA in your rotation, you're doing something right. And then Brian Wu, 3.01 ERA, won 17 games. Orion Kirkering, ERA went up a little bit, but still not a bad year for him. I'm going to move him to the middle relief role. Matsui just had a bad year. Hunter Harvey was worth the free agent money, 2.69 ERA. Joel Payamps, 1.14 ERA. Talk about spectacular. Whew, wow. We saw his numbers. Mariano Collado just didn't have a good year. He's really been a guy I hope provide a little bit more. When his limited time up here, he's just been getting smoked by major league hitters. Aniel De Los Santos, the trade worked out, 3.03 ERA. Munoz ended up having a good season, good bounce back, and that closer spot. So there's a lot to look forward to in the playoffs with this team. I think we're going to make a run. Let's do it. Division rival in game one. Here we go. Jose Altuve leading off against George Kirby. 1-2-3, top of the first. Hopefully our offense has a better playoffs than last two seasons. Lead off double by Sosa. Can't get him home. So far, Kirby's been spectacular. We just got to get him some run support. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Can't get nobody home. Single, pop-up, strikeout, flyout. So both offenses struggling so far. This has been a pitching duel. Max Fried's been mowing us down. 2 on, 2 out, bases loaded, 2 outs, and we can't get nobody home again. Back-to-back singles. Astros can't cash them in. 2-out double, and we take the lead thanks to Willie Castro. There's a stolen base, 2 on, 2 outs, and a 3-run bomb by Chas McCormick. Man, that is a backbreaker. We're going to bring in Hunter Harvey. Max Fried still in the game. Let's see if we can get this game tied. 2 on, 1 out. Penn Murphy in the face. The rookie Ibar, bases loaded for Luke Raley, and he hits into a double play. Man, that is not what you want to see. Let's see if Harvey can give us one more inning. Solo shot by Jordan. Makes it 4-1. Brian Abreu in the pitch. 1-out double by Haggerty. Can't get him home. We're going to go to Joel Payamps here. Gets out of it. So Josh Hader in the pitch, the bottom of the ninth, facing Julio, Willie Adames, and Edmundo Sosa. Strikeout, ground out, and ground. So we put up a dud in game one. We had 11 hits, but just couldn't get any runners home. Just not a good start to the series at all. Hopefully, we can bounce back in this game. Bryce Miller on the mound. Here we go. Lead off 2 walks, 3 walks, run scores, and oh my goodness, a 3-run bomb by Jeremy Pena, and it's 4-0 Astros. Looks like he's having trouble throwing strikes. Walked, I think, 4 already. Not good. He's not been good to start off this. There's a double, 5-0 Astros through 3 innings. We do get 1 run back thanks to Luke Raley solo shot, but that's all we're going to get. We got to get our offense going. That is for sure. It is struggle. Solo shot by Altuve. I think it's time to go with the pen. We're going to go to Gregory Santos. Gets a double play to get out of it. Jose Urquidy's been great. Maybe one more inning out of Santos. Okay, he's giving up some hits. We'll go to Matsui. He gives up a run. Solo shot by Julio. 2 walks in the inning, but nothing. There's another shot by Kyle Tucker. 8-2 Astros. They're looking to take us out early in these playoffs. Let's see if Collado will give us some innings. He's already looking bad, but he gets out of it. There's a double. Can't get nobody home. We're going to bring in Munoz here. 1-2-3 inning. They bring in Jose Leclerc here. 8-2 game. There's a run thanks to Haggerty. We got something going. There's another run. Josh Hader in the pitch. 3-run bomb by Julio, and it's a 1-run game. There's a 2-out walk. Tristan Casas gets out, and we lose by 1. Man, that would have been a hell of a comeback there. We're on our way to getting swept potentially. Hopefully we can come back here in Houston. We got Logan Gilbert on the mound. He's been one of our best starters. Leadoff double. Run scores early. Julio's starting to swing the bat a little bit. Hopefully it's not too late. Luis Garcia continues to pitch for the Astros. He's getting a little bit of a jam here. And there's 2 on. There's a 3-run bomb by DiZenzo, and it's 3-1 Houston. Man, they have been having some clutch hits. Some we have not been able to get. There's a clutch hit by Ibar right there to get us within 1. So top of the 5th. There's 2 walks in the inning. We tie the game up thanks to Willy Adames. So maybe 1 more inning out of Gilbert at least. Going to the 6th. And he gets out. So 6 strong innings. Penn Murphy in the pitch for Houston. We're going to go to our pen as well. We got 2 righties. We're going to put in Hunter Harvey here. There's a double. Jose Leclerc in the pitch. So we're going to go to Kerkering. Hasn't pitched yet. Might be a little rusty. Gets out of it maybe. Okay, fly up. Top of the 9th. Offense puts up a dud. We're going to bring in De Los Santos. Leadoff double. Runner gets thrown out, and the Astros walk off and sweep us out of the playoffs. So 3 straight years, and we are unable to even win a series or advance past the wild card. Well, Mariners fans, I apologize. I thought we had the team to at least make somewhat of a run in these playoffs. Sheesh, we got smoked in all 3 rounds. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the Seattle Mariners franchise. I've really been enjoying doing these franchise modes for y'all. We got 1 more left, the Texas Rangers, so be ready for that. Peace.